Look at this, it's Zoom and YouTube. Yvonne's here, right, Yvonne? You want to talk about shorts? Okay. You ready? All set? Okay, thank you. All right, welcome everybody. It's Wednesday, January 19th, 2022. It's the Charter Review Commission. It's a regular meeting. It's approximately 5:30. We're going to call this meeting to order. Madam Clerk, could you please do the roll call?
Sure. Chairman John Iglesias,
Present.
Vice Chairman Oscar Vargas,
Present.
Councilwoman Carmen Castillo,
Present.
Brian Principe,
Present.
Nina Panya, present. Matthew McCleary,
Present.
Tiana Ochoa,
Present.
Robert Risi,
Present.
Dr. Wayne Montague.
Present.
So we have 9 present, we have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Let the record reflect, by the way. Councilman Miller and Councilman LaFortune has also joined us. So welcome everybody this evening. Hopefully it was healthy and safe. Just pretty quick, I'm not sure the committee members have, commission members, I should say, is one of the things we were talking about. Madam Clerk or Vaughn, you want to come forward and just we'll talk about some of the stuff we have here? Everybody should have with them now. You should have a running package of the city charter, right? And you also should have, I believe, Madam Clerk, the 2012 Charter Review Commission proposals. What happened last go around, so you can reference that and look at it, and by the way, digest what that commission is. Commissioner Ritchie was on the best one. No, you were.
I've never been on it.
I thought you were.
Oh, really?
Oh, no, you were on the
Salary review.
salary commission, sorry, twice.
Sure,
So there you go, so it is back on, so you also should have that, and then also, Commissioner members, you should also have our proposed schedule attached, okay? And I think if anybody has it, can turn to it real quick. And of course, we publish in this code. The goal right now is that every Wednesday at 5:30, just put in the calendar, we'll meet. We'll meet live, and of course, we'll meet Zoom, depending on the circumstances, a combination of both. With that said, second, some meetings we cancel, let you know, because of something that's going on, we don't need to meet that. Also, I believe, is Wednesday, we're also going to use as the dates for, Madam Yvonne Graff, is that Wednesday going to be the day for the charrettes and the public outreach? Or do we post them yet on this?
Yes. And it's up to what the commission wants to do, but yes. we can use them.
So one of the things we want to talk about, if it's okay with the commission, is that we want to make sure we do public outreach, what's going on. Ms. Graff mentioned earlier today that already we have it up and running on the webpage. Can you talk a little bit about that first of all? What do we have? What did we create already on the web? You just want to tell us right now.
Yeah, so the council office communications department today got up the initial web page for the Charter Review Commission. So I can drop that in the chat in a minute, so everybody has direct link to that page. Right now, it just has the background of the purpose of the Charter Review Commission, the membership, and the overall structure of what the commission is going to be doing, as well as some of the information that you have in your packets tonight. So the reports of the past former 2 charter review commissions from 2002 and 2012. Those are in your packets, and these are also online with the public clerk's office. We were able to get all of those recommendations up, and then I think Madam Clerk would also have up there what ended up on the ballot for 2012. So.
And that's posted on the web right now?
Yep.
Great.
And as well as a link to the current city charter, so that's all accessible for commission members, for members of the public. And we'll be building out that website as we get information about the public sessions and the charrettes and communications division is also forum or some kind of way to have input where people can just make comments and suggestions if they aren't able to attend the commission.
On a note, can we make a note that the chief solicitor's office, we can have an attorney assigned to the commission? And ask that. Commissioners, do you have any questions on this graph? Commissioner Ritchie?
Mr. Chairman, we're down on the schedule.
Yes.
We
It's a
can-
proposed schedule.
Yeah, right.
So just to kind of,
For me, when we get later in the spring. General Assembly, and so Monday nights would be a better night for the insurance. Doesn't get started earlier. So 5:30 usually is not a problem. For me to be here,
okay, good.
session starts at 4. But I hate to, right, it's something that's out of my control, so Monday nights, I'm not, it's the General Assembly meets, so.
So Monday night,
Yeah, for me, I don't know.
Commission members, what do you all think? I mean, we want to make it so we're being competitive.
One,
Madam Graf?
right now, Monday nights are the nights the board boundaries committee meets, and they'll be having their public sessions on those nights as well, so.
But I guess when we do charrettes, that's a little bit different story, because the charrettes is a different, so we could work something out.
We could also work with the time, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah.
Maybe 6 o'clock is another time, not only for the, I believe we're gonna do those on Zoom.
Yeah, well, I think the goal, fortunately, folks, COVID is here and we're all dealing with it. So we're trying to figure out, we're trying to do like in-person charrettes, right? But we also understand there may be limitations, so they have to be almost kind of like, they have to be Zoom charrettes, and this graph is trying to work out how to do
Right.
that, right? Because, not everyone necessarily wants to go out. But we want to try to make sure we do as much outreach as
And you want to
possible.
put them in areas. and so
Yes.
Other people could Zoom in.
Exactly.
Part of that area, we're targeting for that.
So we're trying to do that, and by the way, and I've asked, and I know, Commissioner Ritchie, I guess you were asked if you would help with those charrettes. And
Yes.
I also asked other commission members if you'd be willing to lead some of the charrettes. The whole commission, committee doesn't have to be there for the charrette, but I mean, it'd be nice if we had more commissioners.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
I'm more than happy to
Yeah,
help with that.
you know what I mean, be able to lead a charrette, lead a discussion, and so this way they see where participate, you know what I mean?
Maybe the time for those should be 6, because it's for the public by the time they get home from work. Whatever it is they
and
have.
I'm fine with that.
Second, that a later time, Mr. Chairman, I think would be better for families to be able to engage. And I'm also not opposed to looking at a few different dates and timeframes, right? Because we do have some families who might want to get involved who are working second shift. I don't know if we have to set a predictable only on a Wednesday night or only on a Monday
Oh,
night.
no.
But if we establish a calendar where we look at certain groups, certain dates and times, not even opposed to on a weekend or something, and I'm happy to help coordinate and lead some of those conversations.
So what I would suggest, commission members, it's Claire and Yvonne, they're the point, right? Claire's been doing the technical stuff, and Yvonne's doing all the, managing this process for us. Joe can just, if he needs,
Mhm.
talk to Yvonne, talk about that, and then the team's gonna work on trying to schedule these charrettes and locations. We wanna try to, do as many as we can, get out to the city as best we can, and hopefully get as much participation as we can. I mean, I'm hoping that as it gets warmer, things get a little bit looser, and people maybe feel more comfortable coming out like they did last year. Right? So that's the goal. And all your suggestions is how we can make it work better. Please feel free. Don't, we have to go through, we can talk to Yvonne and she'll work it out, plan it out. Is that good with everybody?
Yeah.
And, other commissioners I'm seeing on the Zoom. The other commissioners, are you aware what I said? Am I speaking louder? I want to make sure we can hear me. All right, so if you'd like to weigh in and have conversations on the charrettes, please do. If you'd like to lead one, we want you, want to be part of it. And if you can reach out, and I think you all have Yvonne's contact. If you don't, Yvonne and Claire, make sure every commissioner has your contact information, okay? Sorry, Commissioner Mackey, did you have anything you want to say, sir?
No, sorry, I'm just on mute because I'm in the car. But no, I like the idea of being flexible with the charrettes, and I think we're going to have to respond to the situation on the ground with regards to COVID, and just try to make it as accessible as we can. From a date, days and times, my wife is a doctor, so I am sometimes at the mercy of her schedule, but I'll try to do whatever I can to make it work for me as well.
That'd be great. And I would just ask the commissioners can double up with the team, especially so two, you do the charrette if one can't make it, there's a backup. The goal is for all you to participate, hear what they have to say, but also, as commissioners, I want you all to digest what's in front of you, start looking at it, and maybe start prioritizing some of what we think maybe we can try to achieve. I don't have the answer, but clearly, these two last charter review commissions had some good ideas. Not everything succeeded, a lot of them didn't, but it's something we talk about, and then maybe we can put together something that we all can think has, ability
The
to
process
achieve.
is,
Yes.
we went through this section by section. Began discussions and then held the votes to the end after the charrettes.
We can vote for that.
So let's say we're going to talk about the structure of a particular department, or changes in a particular. And then we talk about it, we put it as number one to talk about, we've discussed it. But then 2 months later, it comes up with a charrette, we may have already voted,
Right.
so maybe we should just hold the votes until.
Right.
Right.
That makes sense. That makes sense. And then maybe the idea is we make sure that at least present the charrettes. Like, if we think like a section here needs to be modified, or we think we should change, we should try to at least, when the leader should say, by the way, the commission's been thinking about these 4 or 5 ideas. Doesn't mean they have to even say yes or no, but we kind of at least having that conversation.
Yeah,
That is great.
Right, we want to take the comments into thought before we vote.
Does that sound good to the commissioners? Live and Zoom? That sound
Sounds
reasonable?
good to me. Yep, sure does.
Fantastic. And so as we go through this process, I'm gonna, the clerks and Yvonne, we're gonna have to make sure be a very good note keeper and start putting together how we march through this process, this charter, and see the things that we start highlighting. So this way, when we do charrettes, that we can bring them up with those charrettes, et cetera. Right? Okay. And then I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, is that after we go through it, after we do the charrettes, and then after we do whatever proposed kinds of votes, we say, okay, we'd like to do this. Do we hold a public hearing or not? This goes to the council? Then they hold a public hearing. Which is it? Just confirm that. That's why I said make sure the law department's connected. I want to make sure that we are following whatever the appropriate procedure is. So that if we have to do, if the commission says, okay, here's our 20 proposals, and then we do a public hearing, and then we do a final vote, and then we submit our report to the council. Or is it just, public interaction, charrettes, the changes, submit, do a vote in the commission, and then send the report to the council, and the council then does the next steps?
Yeah, so we do have on June 2nd where it will be on the city council docket, and
Okay.
then public hearings will be scheduled
All right.
after that.
Okay, so, all right, okay, just want to make sure. All right. Okay, with
And
that,
this commission's work will be wrapped up sometime.
well, sooner, yeah, there we go. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I think the charter.
Wrapped up.
Commission?
Wrapped up in May or sooner, then it go to city council.
Yes, sir.
So with our recommendation. Our recommendation.
Yes, with our recommendation.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry, yes. I'm sorry. What we'll end up doing is we'll produce a report like this, okay? And it'll be like, the idea, I think, is, if we're thoughtful, that's why I say everybody start looking at it. I mean, what you think works, what doesn't work. All right, maybe nothing, it's some minor changes, I don't know. So, but I want to, make sure everybody feels they're participating. They clearly had a lot of good ideas in different times. Anybody else have any comments, question? Yvonne, do you have anything else that the commission needs to know about? And I just actually speak a little bit louder because I'm using the hearing a little bit.
Yeah, no problem. No, I think that covers the basis in terms of the general structure moving forward. I think we'll look for guidance from commission members as to how you want to structure the charrettes or the community input sessions. We'll work to make this happen. We obviously want to help make that be as meaningful input as possible from the public and as much possible. So anything we need in terms of outreach from our communications department, make sure that happens. Sometimes we're out on social media and for other means, what's happening, we'll certainly do that. And yeah, and also additionally, our team can help with, you know, commissions hearing input from the community or just in discussions among yourselves. There are different ideas that we want to explore, what we need research on. Our the council office, Deputy Chief of Staff Sean Bouchard and policy team and research, executives and facility in different areas as well. So whatever you need with your.
So I just, you know, you don't have to wait to the meeting if you want to have the office start doing some research. I guess. Like, don't, you know, you can say, call up and say, Vaughn, can you start researching? And I'll give you an example. I have already asked, Libby asked the office to start researching this. And I know we always bring it up to Council Lodge issue. I'm curious how
Exactly.
Cranston does it. It's just something, I want to understand how it works these other cities and towns. I'm just curious. So I've already taken Libby to ask them to start doing some research on the issue, if that's okay. And I want you all to know, you don't have to wait for this meeting to ask them. You can say, I got an idea, and they can start working. And then when we have the meetings, they can report, say, by the way, you know, this is where it's from, and we can have hopefully good discussions. Does that make sense?
Mr.
Yes.
Chairman, if I may
Council
ask a
Commissioner?
question, is there any budget associated with us doing the charrettes to ensure that we have translation services, other services that may need to be
Yeah.
provided, or is that just assumed within the?
No,
With the city
we'll have
council
money
budget.
to help.
Okay.
That's
Okay. All right.
then I will make available that.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
And Mr. Chair, just along those lines too, perhaps also making sure that we have childcare
That's right.
services available
Any
too,
facilities.
or in addition to translation. So
All those things, all those are great ideas, and of course, Ms. Graff is extremely capable, and I know she's sensitive to all those issues, and the other ones, please let her know, and we'll work on it. Because it's important, listen, we'll do our part the best we can during these difficult times to get as much participation, as much outreach. But a lot of it may come to you, you just simply listen to people that you come in contact with, you know? That makes sense? Does, Ms. Martin, you have anything that you have to say? Right, Commissioners, do you have anything else? Any comments or concerns?
Mr. Chairman,
Commissioner Richard?
how are we gonna structure the next meeting? Dive into the sections.
I think we probably, it's something, I think they're good idea, maybe just look at it, just so go to the beginning, and, because I think we can start saying, like, potentially, I hate to say it, once you read it all, right?
Yeah.
If you'll get a chance, if you'll get a chance to take a look at the chart, right, I suggest that, then, like, I mean, you know, some of the stuff is okay, we're fine, you know, do we want to expand the basic provisions? It's kind of, you can start.
Well, if I can make a suggestion,
Yeah, go ahead.
I don't think folks are gonna read this whole thing and then, you know, remember all of it, you know, at one time. So like if we knew like next week or 2 weeks from now, we wanted to talk about the main office or the city council,
Okay, yeah,
then we could study that section.
it's a great idea. So,
And, you know, what's that old saying, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? I just can't read this whole thing, I mean, I can't, and I can take.
well, I know
notes.
you can read it, I hear you can read it, and you'll memorize it, number one. So I'm saying, Commissioner members, I say read it.
I'd like to know what we're gonna
I'll
talk
tell you,
about, so
I'll tell you what,
I'll do my homework.
I'm gonna have,
Second.
Mr. Vaughn, put together a schedule how we methodically go through, it, okay? And then you can email to all the commissioners. I just, I say you start, like I said, start at the beginning and, we'll pick up first 2 sections and any comments or concerns, right?
So we'll know for the next meeting.
Yes, we will.
What to look at.
Yeah.
You can get that.
Mr. Vaughn will send it out tomorrow, okay?
Fantastic.
Yeah, well, if we
I
start-
think that's a great idea.
Right off the bat, we'll be talking about elections.
And in previous commissions, they had the departments come in also, so. we
Okay.
start
Yeah,
scheduling
but I think we
departments.
sent the letter to the departments, haven't we already?
Yes, there's a copy of everyone's.
And
packets.
that's the thing I mentioned, I already literally sent out to all the departments, asking to participate. Have they responded?
We have one in your packet from the board of licenses.
Okay, so what we probably should do is then remind them, find out what departments they have to. Anybody's responding, if they're ready, find out when they're ready to come, and then plug them in accordingly. They're ready next week, then we'll talk about this in the Board of Election, Board of Licenses. Now, if they're ready, let's listen to them.
Yeah,
All right, so we can do a bifurcated meeting. We can have a department come in and say something, we get concerns on, and then we can go after another bite.
yeah. Right off the bat, it's part of campuses, to do it, from section 1. Elections, terms of office. That would probably bring right up the,
What we're gonna be working on.
I'm sorry?
We'll be notified of what we're gonna be working on next,
Yeah,
Yes,
for each week.
yes.
all right.
Thank you.
because if we start with elections, that probably would bring up the at-large.
Yeah, well, are you ready with that research, you think?
I'll check in with, Sean and.
Why don't you see if Sean, if
Yeah.
he can be ready for next week to give us a little presentation, which would be great, okay?
Yeah, we might want, to, if we're gonna get into that discussion, we
Okay.
might want to push that a little bit to some.
Well, if I see this commission,
But
I'm-
we'll
I'm-
start it.
I'm gonna defer to you a little bit to help arrange this and organize this for the commission, okay? So put it together, you know the concerns, and start mapping out how we're gonna go through this process. I suggest as we get a department, we plug them in the meeting, the department, their concern, and we just go to the next section where we're working. And this way everybody knows what we're doing. If you can then basically put a syllabus together. That's what I think we need, okay? I
Sounds good.
think it's the next step. Does that sound good?
Very good,
All right,
very good.
anything else? We good? Any suggestions? Thank you all, yes, Commissioner?
Mr. Chair, if I
Yes.
may, as we think about the charrettes and as we think about making sure we're creating an accessible atmosphere, do we know if the home rule charter in written form has been translated into other languages? So people
That's a great
where
question.
English
I
is
don't
not
know.
their primary language, if we want to be able to elicit input and knowing the demographic of Providence is always evolving and changing, I want to make sure that we make it accessible in other languages, and I don't know, so that's another reason why I was asking if there are resources available. Because I know translation services can be
That's very important.
fairly costly, but I feel like, and I think we make a lot of assumptions when we're talking about English language learners. A lot of times, while they might read or write and speak in English, being able to absorb information that is this dense in content in original language for me is really important.
Excellent. So then we have to work on it, right? If we ever have it already.
We'll
work on that.
All right, definitely. Okay. Great, that's a great suggestion. That's perfect. All right. So maybe we can get that squared away as soon as possible. Anything else? Are we good, commissioners? Commissioners on the board? Okay, with that, no further comments, questions, then I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
By Commissioner,
Second.
second by Commissioner. Discussion, second, discussion. All in favor? Aye. Thank you all for coming, and be well.
Thank you.
Thank you, no, thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Catherine.
When?
Is that-
Dr. Goodall,
Yeah, I know.